Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to be showing off some bargains that I have found over the past two and a half weeks. I didn't have enough to do a video last week, so I kind of combined these together. And I found a few things this time around, which I think are pretty darn cool. I have a pair of U.S. military fatigues. These are the older style with the button flies, and before they changed the camo pattern, I picked these up for $4 at Savers, which is nice. I haven't had a pair of camos in a very, very long time. I don't even know what happened to my last pair. They were tiger stripe camos. No idea where they went. A City of London t-shirt, which I'll be wearing to work. It's got a nice coat of arms in the front. A U.S. military Marine scarf, which I purchased from a Marine veteran who served in Grenada. Paid a whole $1 for that one. I think I paid $3 for that t-shirt. A couple of cotton belts with the rings, rectangular rings, which are going to be used in a craft project in the future, in the hopefully very near future. I'm waiting for something to arrive in the mail, and then I need to get some things at the hardware store. This is a strap from, I believe, a military bag of some variety, because it's got the heavy-duty cordure and all the buckles and everything. And I bought this specifically to act as a strap for my weed whacker, so it'll help hold the weight. I can just hang this off my shoulder or across my body, and that'll make it easier to use my weed whacker, because it's not the lightest thing in the universe. It's a Ryobi weed whacker. I rather like it. We have a new hatchet. This is in very rough shape. It's got dirt on it. It's been hammered with, and the whole back end has been, belled out. It's dull as toast. But I like the grip. I like the size and the overall weight. And I have a grinder, which I can make this all nice and neat and the same size it used to be. And I have a wire brush, which I'll use to clean it up. And then I can sharpen up and use it as a hatchet. So that was kind of cool, and it cost me $1 at a yard sale. I have a small piece of ceramic today. This is actually not truly handmade. I think it was made by hand in the sense that someone made it, but it's a molded piece. There's a parting line right there on the bottom. So it was 2 halves of a mold were put in, the clay was placed inside of it. And you see how that's a solid piece, and then it's got little dimples all the way around. And you get to the other side, and there's another solid piece, and you see that the mold wasn't perfect. But I like the size and the shape and the colors. I think were kind of nice, and kind of in the palette I happen to appreciate. And it was 99 cents, so couldn't lose there. We have some books. A walking tour of Boston book, which I thought was kind of cool. The Dance of Life, which deals with how different societies comprehend time. Dr. Albert Schweitzer of Labarine, Labarine. I can't say that right. I'm not French. I picked that up at a grocery store for $1. That might be interesting. Dr. Schweitzer was important into our history of medicine. The Decorative Celtic Alphabet. I picked that up cheap at a thrift store. It's a Dover book. The World Without Us, which is all about what happens if man were to suddenly disappear, and what happens to the structure or the infrastructures that we leave behind as they collapse, which I thought would be useful because I'm a fan of post-apocalyptic novels and fiction, or at least novels. I used to be novels, fiction, films, and role-playing games. I collect the role-playing games, so I thought I should read this. Shelters, Shacks, and Shanties, a book that I have been wanting to own a copy of for quite a while now, and I picked it up cheap at a thrift shop. And the bonus score I made for the week, I think, is the Hellboy source book and role-playing game, which I got for $1. And this is in really nice shape. It uses GURPS Lite. I'm not a huge GURPS fan, but they make good source material, and it's easily translated into anything else if you really want to. But this is awesome find for 99 cents. And we have a whole plethora of DVDs today. We have Ants. We have The Transporter, a film I happen to enjoy, and this has commentary on it by Jason Statham. Ghostbusters, which is still in my DVD player because we watched it last week. The commentary track on this is awesome. If you haven't ever listened to it, go out and get a copy and listen to it. Well worth your time. And I paid, I think, $3 for that. Top Secret with Val Kilmer. Do you remember when Val Kilmer wasn't fat? Well, that's when Val Kilmer wasn't fat. Southland Tales, a movie I have heard described as one of the worst films ever made. So I, of course, Had to own it. A collection of Christmas cartoons which has never been opened. Some of these are from like the 30s and 40s, and they're scary. I remember them as a kid seeing them on television, and I had to own that. Total Recall, which I got at Blockbuster just about an hour ago for $5. I haven't seen that version yet. Skyfall, I haven't seen this either because of some of the controversy around the film, but I got it for $5. Pleasantville, I've really enjoyed this movie, and this has got a commentary track. Rock of Ages, a film I haven't seen. I've heard mixed results about it, but I wanted to see it. I wanted to see how well Tom Cruise sings. Dread, which I have reviewed on my channel, and I really, really enjoyed this movie, so I'm looking forward to seeing it again, even though it does have some controversial forms of violence, which kind of disturbed my wife, and which I can understand. Batman the movie. This is the original Adam West, Burt Ward version. I got this off the Amazon secondary market, so I paid about $6 for it, a little more than I normally do, but worth it to me because I've heard that the commentary track is excellent. And I picked this up at Walmart. This is a compilation. Flash Gordon, The Last Starfighter. I already have The Last Starfighter. I have the special edition, but I don't have Flash Gordon. I don't have any of the original Battlestar Galactica, and I don't have Dune. So for 3 films I did not have for $5, I think it was worth my time. Then we have the Barbra Streisand, Ryan O'Neal, What's Up, Doc, which is one of my favorite comedies in history. I loved this film, and what's interesting is that it's from the Barbra Streisand collection. It's also covered in dust, so apparently it wasn't moving. Now, I did a search online before I bought this particular DVD, and I wanted to see if it had a commentary track, because again, I'm into commentary tracks, and the reviewer said it had simultaneously the best commentary track he's ever listened to and the worst commentary track he's ever listened to. Apparently Barbra Streisand's commentary track is only like 12 minutes long. She doesn't remember the plot, and all she talks about is her costume. I will not be listening to that. However, the director's commentary track, Peter Bogdanovich, is excellent, so I'm looking forward to that. In fact, I may watch this tonight because my wife and I are going to be home. And this is a hilarious film. It's very similar to kind of the wacky Marx Brothers style films, and hopefully I'll be doing a review of it in the near future. A proper review once I've had a second viewing. I haven't watched it in years. But these are the finds that we have found over the last couple of weeks. And I think I got some cool stuff in here. I got some movies that I'm looking forward to. And I got that Hellboy role-playing game, which is just awesome.